bright and beautiful day we have today. I believe you all are having a wonderful day also, my beautiful friends. Behind me is Portsmouth Sea that leads directly to the English Channel. Also behind me is the Isle of Wight. Today I have a beautiful story to tell us. Story behind a beautiful hymn which we are going to sing together as well. The hymn is a very common one, though to some it is soulful and sorrowful, but the words of the hymns and the intention of the writer is far different from what we see today in respect to the way we use the hymn. Nearer, my God, to thee. This beautiful hymn was written by Sarah Adam Flower. She was born in the year 1808. She spent just 43 years on this earth. She was born in Essex, England, and died also in London, England. What a beautiful soul she is. Or she was, perhaps. She wrote this beautiful hymn retelling or recounting the story that happened in Genesis chapter 28. If you go to Genesis chapter 28, you discover the story of Jacob. Jacob, what we now know as Jacob's dream. When he was dreaming, he dreamed that there was a ladder from heaven to where he was, and he saw angels ascending and descending from heaven, which signified nearness to God. So Sarah Adam Flowers was retelling the story that happens in the life of Jacob using the words of these beautiful hymns. Interestingly, this hymn has become so popular as a result of two special events, though Herodias, but worth telling. The most pathetic one, which is not really common among these two events, has to do with the SS Valencia. This hymn is much more common when you talk about the RMS Titanic. But further research shows that this hymn was used or was sung by both the crew and passenger of SS Valencia when they were faced with death. And painfully enough, the people that remained on board when SS Valencia was sinking were just men, women, and children. And the women were fighting to shield the children from the wave that was beating so hard on the ship. Eventually, they all died, but not before singing "Nearer, my God, to thee." There is a record that says that both the children, the crew, and the women, with gladness in their hearts and fear of death, sang this hymn because they knew their fate has been doomed. They were singing the hymn so that God Almighty will know that they are not that far away from Him any longer. Painful indeed. Though, like the Titanic, we already know the people that sang "Nearer, my God, to thee" in the Titanic were just the orchestra band. They were just playing it just to rouse the morale, to boost the morale of both the crew and passengers of the ship. All the orchestra band members all died in the shipwreck, though many survived. From research, we discovered that about 1,500 souls died on that particular night of April 15th, 1912, while that of SS Valencia happened in the year 1906. I just have a little word to say to us today. Is it really worth it for us to acknowledge that we are close to God when death comes calling? Is it really worth it for us to remember God when we discover that truly indeed that nothing on this earth is more important than God? Think about it. Think about it deeply, my friends. Because in the world we are living today, people don't fear God, they don't respect God, they don't acknowledge the power of God. They only do so when they are faced with death, or perhaps when they are faced with trouble, when they are faced with turbulent times. This same God that they did not acknowledge in the first instance will suddenly become the Almighty, the only one that they can come to. If you go back to the story of the Titanic, they said they were drinking, they were singing, there was merriment all over. They were enjoying themselves. They never thought that death could come at that particular time. But when death came, they remember, nearer my God to thee. That of the SS Valencia is painful because they were just mere children and women. You can imagine you have a little child on board and the ship is sinking. How would you feel? This is the story of nearer my God to thee. Please do not wait for things to get bad before you acknowledge God. Do not wait to be faced with death before you acknowledge God. Always acknowledge God at all times. In your daily work, acknowledge God. When you wake up in the morning, acknowledge God. When you go out, acknowledge God. Because as I'm speaking to you now, without God, you are nothing. God bless you as we sing Nearer My God to Thee.
Darkness